You were never meant to blend in. You were never meant to walk silently through life as if you carried no mark of eternity upon your soul. From the very beginning, long before your first cry pierced the air, there was a seal placed upon you, an invisible mark that heaven recognized and darkness feared. You are one of the chosen ones, and though you may not have fully understood why the storms have been greater for you, why betrayals cut deeper, or why misunderstandings seem to surround your journey, let me tell you now, it was never random. It was never meaningless. It was the undeniable evidence that you carry something so divine, so powerful, that the enemy could not ignore you even if it tried. Think back to the times when you felt unseen, unvalued, or cast aside. Those moments when you asked yourself if anyone truly understood the weight you carried within your heart. Perhaps there were nights when tears became your only companion, and silence echoed louder than any voice around you. Those were not wasted seasons. They were the refiner's fires, molding your spirit into something unshakable. Pain became the hammer, shaping the resilience hidden in your bones. Loneliness was the classroom where you learned how to hear the whispers of God above the noise of the world. And the very betrayal that broke your trust also birthed a greater discernment, sharpening your vision so you would never again be deceived by shallow masks. You must realize this: the chosen are never chosen for comfort. They are chosen for calling, and calling always carries weight. That is why your path has not looked like others. That is why the places you walked seemed harder, the burdens heavier, the enemies fiercer. You were set apart, and set apartness feels like isolation until revelation comes. But the revelation is dawning now. The light is beginning to shine upon the very reason you have carried such pain. It was preparing you for such a time as this. Do not think that your scars disqualify you. They are the very proof that you survived what others could not. Each wound has become a testimony, written upon your life as a secret language only heaven fully understands. And though people may have pointed at you, doubted you, or even rejoiced when you stumbled, they never saw the invisible hand that lifted you each time. They never saw the angels assigned to your journey. They never saw how many nights God whispered your name in protection. You thought you were abandoned, but truly you were surrounded. The enemy's greatest trick is to make you believe you are ordinary, when in truth you are extraordinary beyond measure. The shadows fought you not because of your weakness, but because of your strength. The betrayals came not because you lacked value, but because you carried a treasure others could not comprehend. People misunderstood you because your spirit carried a frequency that did not match the noise of the crowd. You vibrate at the rhythm of eternity. That is why some rejected you. That is why some feared you. That is why others tried to silence you. They could not put into words what they felt in your presence, but their spirits knew. You are marked, and marked people are never left alone. Perhaps you have asked yourself why God allowed the fire, why He permitted the tears, why He did not shield you from the arrows. But chosen ones are not built in comfort. They are built in conflict. Diamonds are not formed in sunlight, but in pressure and hidden places. And what has been pressing against you was never meant to destroy you, but to reveal the brilliance within. You were always meant to shine, and the season of unveiling is upon you now. Heaven is aligning, the divine script is unfolding, and you are stepping into the chapter you were born for. Feel the stirring within you, that restless sense that change is coming, that quiet awareness that destiny is near. It is not your imagination, it is the Spirit awakening you, pulling you into readiness, because the time of waiting is closing. You are not who you were yesterday. You are not who they said you were. You are not defined by your losses, your failures, or your broken moments. You are defined by the one who wrote your name in His eternal plan, and that plan is about to manifest before your very eyes. For every time you were underestimated, heaven took note. For every tear you cried in silence, a seed was planted in the soil of eternity. For every betrayal, there is coming a table prepared in the presence of your enemies. For every moment you felt crushed, There is a greater glory ready to rise. You were not forgotten. You were being forged. And now the fire has finished its work. You are stepping into a season where the very things that tried to break you will become the platform for your rise. The world may not understand it, but they will soon see it. Those who mocked will be silenced. Those who doubted will be astonished. And those who thought you would never stand again will tremble as they watch you rise higher than before. You are not merely surviving anymore. You are stepping into the fullness of your calling. You are walking in the authority of one who has been chosen, refined, and sent. And as you step forward, understand this: you are not walking alone. Heaven's armies walk with you. Divine favor surrounds you. And the plan of God, which has been hidden for so long, is unfolding like a scroll before your very eyes. So lift your head, dry your tears, shake the dust from your feet. This is not the end. It is the beginning. Everything you endured was preparation. Everything you lost was making room for what is coming. And what is coming will not be small. It will not be hidden. It will not be denied. The plan of God is not tentative. It is certain. And you, chosen one, are about to see it unfold in ways that will leave no doubt. Heaven has been with you all along. You have fought battles most people will never understand. While they smiled at you on the surface, behind closed doors, they questioned your worth. While they pretended to walk beside you, secretly, they hoped you would stumble. And yet here you are, still standing, still breathing, still chosen. Do not underestimate the magnitude of this reality. You survived everything designed to destroy you. That alone is proof of the divine covering over your life. Think of the nights when the weight on your chest felt unbearable, when darkness whispered lies into your ear, telling you it was over. Think of the days when people's words cut deeper than blades and betrayal felt like poison seeping through your veins. You could have collapsed. You could have surrendered. You could have given in to despair, but you didn't. Somewhere deep inside, a spark refused to go out. That spark was not your own. It was God's hand sustaining you, reminding you that you are part of a story too great to end in defeat. That inner strength, the one that rose from nowhere, was the whisper of heaven breathing life into your spirit. Every chosen one has their wilderness, and you have walked yours faithfully. The wilderness is not meant to destroy, but to reveal what cannot be broken. Lions may have roared against you, serpents may have hissed, storms may have shaken every foundation, but the wilderness proved your strength. When everything was stripped away, your soul still clung to God. And that endurance, that unyielding trust, became the testimony that sets you apart. Heaven has witnessed every tear, every groan, every cry that nobody else saw. Nothing has been wasted. Nothing has been hidden from the eyes of the Almighty. And let me tell you something that your enemies will never admit. They trembled when they saw you rise after each fall. They mocked when you stumbled, but they shivered when you stood up again. They laughed at your setbacks, but their laughter turned hollow when you kept moving forward. They cannot comprehend how you survive what should have crushed you. They cannot explain why you still glow with resilience after every attempt to dim your light. It is because you are chosen, and chosen ones carry a resilience that defies logic. You have an armor that no weapon of man can penetrate. You have a covering that no conspiracy can remove. Your adversaries wanted to bury you, but they forgot one thing: seeds grow when they are buried. They tried to silence you, but the silence only made your voice more powerful when it returned. They tried to isolate you, but solitude only sharpened your spirit. They tried to break your heart, but the cracks only became the places where God's light now shines through. And now those who thought they could contain you are trembling, because the very thing they feared most is happening. You are rising, and this time nothing will stop it. You see, God has been preparing a stage, one that your adversaries never thought you would stand on. He has been writing a narrative where your trials become the very proof of your triumph. What they meant for evil is becoming your evidence of victory. What they meant to silence is becoming your song. What they meant to diminish is becoming your crown. And now those who thought they had the final word are realizing they were merely extras in a story God already finished writing. It is important that you understand this. God did not overlook a single wound. He saw every betrayal. He heard every word spoken against you. He watched as others celebrated your pain. And he took note, not to shame you, but to prepare the day of vindication. For too long you thought your story was forgotten, but heaven has been recording every chapter, and the time has come for the unveiling. Justice is not delayed, it is divine timing, and your time is arriving now. Perhaps you feel tired, weary from the battles. That is natural. The chosen ones carry battles in the spirit that others could not endure for even a moment. But exhaustion is not defeat. Weariness is not the end. It is only the sign that you have been fighting long enough to know your crown is near. And while you may feel the scars, those scars will soon shine as symbols of survival. People will look at you and see what endurance under divine covering truly looks like. Your very presence will become a testimony. Do not think for 1 second that the powers of darkness are unaware of what is happening. They know. That is why the warfare against you intensified when you were closest to breakthrough. That is why strange obstacles appeared right when you began to rise. The enemy always tries to hit hardest just before the dawn. But dawn cannot be stopped. The sun rises whether the night resists or not. And you, beloved, are the dawn. Your rise has already been written into the story of eternity. Feel the shift in the atmosphere. Where once you felt pressed down, now you sense a lifting. Where once you felt silenced, now a voice within you grows stronger. Where once you felt surrounded, now you realize angels have encamped around you. Your adversaries tremble not because of what you have done in your own strength, but because they recognize what heaven has placed upon you. You carry authority, you carry divine power, you carry destiny itself. And no force of man, no word of gossip, no chain of the enemy can undo what has already been decreed over your life. Think of Joseph, thrown into a pit by his own brothers, betrayed by those closest to him. They thought they buried him, but God was only planting him for a palace. Think of David, mocked for being a shepherd boy, overlooked by everyone, yet anointed by God to be king. Think of Esther, hidden in obscurity until the exact moment she was revealed to save her people. These were the chosen ones of their time, and you right now are the chosen one of this moment. Their battles mirror yours. Their betrayals echo your story, and just like them, your rise will be undeniable. So hold steady, keep breathing, keep walking. Your footsteps are not random, they are guided. Your scars are not wasted, they are holy marks of survival. Your enemies are not in control, they are trembling in confusion. Because no matter what they tried, no matter how hard they pushed, you are still here. And not just here, you are stronger, wiser, sharper, and ready for what is about to unfold. The hand of God is moving, and you are the vessel through which His glory will shine. This is your hour, this is your moment, this is your rising, and no adversary, no betrayal, no storm will be able to hold you back again. There is a reason the tables are turning in your life. What was hidden is about to be revealed. What was denied is about to be restored, and what was stolen is about to be returned sevenfold. For too long, injustice has seemed louder than truth. For too long, the hands of those who wronged you appeared to prosper while you suffered in silence. But heaven never overlooks injustice. Divine justice is not measured by human clocks. It moves according to eternal timing, and that timing has arrived. The scales are shifting, and they are tipping in your favor. Understand this. God does not simply restore, He restores publicly. He does not merely vindicate in whispers, He vindicates in ways that cannot be denied. Those who watched you fall will watch you rise. Those who spread lies will see the truth unveiled before their very eyes. Those who plotted your downfall will witness your elevation, not because you demanded revenge, but because the author of your story has decreed a reversal that no man can cancel. And when God decrees justice, no power in heaven or earth can silence it. Think carefully about the seasons you endured, the betrayals, the losses, the humiliations. You may have thought they were endings, but they were setups. The pit prepared Joseph for the palace. The cross prepared Christ for resurrection. And your pain has prepared you for a glory beyond what you imagined. The things that once made you weep will soon make you rejoice, because they will be the very evidence of how far you've come. Those tears watered the soil of your destiny, and the harvest is ready to break through the ground. Your adversaries thought they had the final word, but God's word is final, and His word over your life is not defeat, it is victory. Every lie spoken against you will collapse under the weight of truth. Every door closed against you will be replaced by doors heaven itself will open. Every attempt to erase you will backfire, leaving your name written even more boldly in the places where it matters most. And when this happens, do not shrink back. Do not hide your light out of fear that others will be uncomfortable. This rise is not about their comfort. It is about your calling. It is about God's plan being displayed in a way that no one can deny. Look around you, things are already shifting. What once was blocked is loosening. Opportunities you never expected are beginning to present themselves. Conversations that once dismissed you are now circling back with new respect. The atmosphere around your life is changing because heaven has spoken a new decree. The old chains are breaking, the old delays are ending, and a new acceleration is beginning. You can feel it. Something deep within you knows this is not coincidence. This is divine orchestration. This is the unfolding of the plan that has been written for you since the beginning. And here is the beauty of it. Your rise is not just for you. It is for everyone connected to you. The light shining through you will illuminate paths for others. Your testimony will break chains for people you may never meet. Your victory will become the proof that encourages others not to give up. This is how God works. He takes what the enemy meant to silence, and He amplifies it for freedom. You are not simply surviving for yourself. You are rising for generations to come. Do not let fear whisper to you now. Fear will try to creep in as you sense the shift. It will say, what if it falls apart again? What if it doesn't last? What if they try to stop me? But let me remind you, fear is a liar. Fear is the last attempt of the enemy to hold you hostage before the breakthrough bursts forth. Silence it. Stand firm. Walk boldly. You are not walking on shaky ground. You are walking on divine foundation. This rise is not fragile. It is eternal. And if you wonder why God allows the rise to be so visible, it is because your life is a living letter. Others will read your story and find hope. They will see that justice is real, that God does not abandon, that destiny cannot be stolen. You are walking evidence that even when darkness plots, heaven prevails. And the more public your rise, the louder the testimony becomes. This is why you must not shrink back. This is why you must lift your head, walk with authority, and step into every room as though you belong, because you do. Not by man's invitation, but by God's decree. Now comes the call to your heart. Stay ready. Do not lose your focus in this hour. Do not allow distractions to pull you away from the clarity God is giving you. This is not the season to blend in. It is the season to stand firm. This is not the season to apologize for being chosen. It is the season to embrace it fully. You have carried the weight of warfare. Now you must carry the mantle of victory. And that requires courage. That requires faith. That requires you to step boldly into the unknown, trusting that the same God who carried you through the storms will carry you into the sunlight. Lift your spirit and declare with your own mouth, I am chosen, I am rising, I am walking into my destiny. I am not defined by my past, but by God's eternal plan. Speak it because words carry power. Heaven responds to the declarations of faith. Your voice matters. Your agreement with God's plan matters. Every time you declare who you truly are, you silence the lies that tried to bury you. Every time you affirm your destiny, you align with heaven's script. This is how victory manifests, not just by waiting, but by speaking, believing, and stepping into it. So here is what I ask of you. Do not hide this truth. Share your story. Share your faith. Share your testimony. Someone else is waiting for the hope that flows from your life. Someone else is standing on the edge, needing proof that God is still faithful, and your voice, your presence, your rise will be the proof they need. You may not even realize how many lives will be touched by your obedience, but heaven does. That is why you are chosen. Not just for your own breakthrough, but to become a vessel of light in a world drowning in shadows. Your moment of vindication is here. Your season of restoration is unfolding. Justice is coming, and it is coming quickly. And when it does, you will know, without a doubt, every tear was worth it. Every battle was necessary. Every delay was divine. The story was never about defeat. It was always about victory. And victory, chosen one, belongs to you. Have you ever wondered why so much has come against you? Why it seemed as though you carried a target on your back from the very beginning? Why betrayal, envy, and resistance seemed to follow you no matter where you turned? It was never random. It was never coincidence. It was the evidence of your calling. Darkness only fights what it fears. And the greater the opposition, the clearer the sign that your soul carries something extraordinary. The enemy never wastes energy on those who pose no threat. It only focuses its weapons on those destined to disrupt its plans. That is why you have felt hunted. That is why you have endured battles that made no sense. Your mission was always greater than you realized, and the attacks were confirmations in disguise. Consider this paradox. The very things that were sent to break you were the things that made you. The pain you endured created a strength that cannot be taught in books. The betrayals you faced produced wisdom that cannot be learned in classrooms. The storms you survived gave you resilience that cannot be faked. It is a strange law of the spirit. What was meant for destruction becomes the foundation of destiny. The paradox of the chosen is this: the greater the pain, the greater the purpose. The deeper the wounds, the higher the calling. And though your enemies never intended it, they have become unknowing participants in your rise. Their attacks were the chisels shaping your soul into a vessel heaven could use. Think of the jealousy you have encountered. People often resent what they do not understand. They see your light, but cannot explain it. They sense your authority, but cannot measure it. They feel your presence, but cannot control it. And so their fear becomes envy, and their envy becomes attack. But here is the truth. Their reaction says more about them than it does about you. Their rejection was never proof that you were lacking. It was proof that your spirit was too great for them to contain. The psychology of human behavior reveals this pattern. People often project their insecurities onto those who mirror what they secretly desire. They saw in you what they wished they could be, and rather than rise higher, they tried to pull you lower. But chosen ones cannot be pulled down. They only rise, even in chains. You must also understand the law of exposure. When light enters a dark room, it exposes everything hidden. And that is what your presence does. Without even trying, your spirit reveals what is concealed in others. Their jealousy, their fear, their deceit, all of it surfaces when they stand near you, because the light of the chosen exposes shadows. This is why you have often felt like a mirror reflecting people's true selves. Some loved you for it, others hated you for it, but none could ignore you. That is the cost of being chosen. You cannot walk into a room without shifting the atmosphere. Some will be drawn to your glow, others will be provoked by it. But either way, you are fulfilling your role. Another paradox you have lived is the law of reversal. The kingdom of God often operates opposite to the world. The last shall become first. The weak shall shame the strong. The rejected stone becomes the cornerstone. And so it has been with you. When others dismissed you, heaven marked you. When they pushed you aside, heaven pulled you closer. When they said you would never rise, heaven whispered, "Watch what I will do." Every rejection was secretly a redirection. Every loss was secretly a preparation. Every delay was secretly an alignment. And now, as you look back, you can see it clearly. The things that felt like endings were actually beginnings in disguise. Do not despise the process. Do not curse the tears. They were not wasted. They were sacred tools shaping you into a vessel of destiny. You were not meant to walk the easy path. You were not meant to be celebrated too soon. God hid you, refined you, allowed you to walk through shadows because He knew your mission required strength beyond the ordinary. Your soul carries an assignment too weighty to be rushed. And now, having been forged in fire, you are ready for the unveiling. The trials were not punishments, they were investments. Heaven invested pain into you, knowing it would yield eternal power. And let me go deeper. The very reason your attacks were so relentless is because your mission is generational. You are not rising just for yourself. You are breaking chains for those who come after you. You are shifting patterns that enslaved your family line. You are ending cycles of defeat that tried to pass from one generation to the next. That is why the battles felt ancient, as though you were fighting more than just your own struggles. Because you were. You were confronting the strongholds that clung to your bloodline, dismantling them through your endurance. You may not have realized it, but every tear you shed was washing away curses. Every time you stood back up, another chain snapped. You are the chosen one because your victory will echo beyond your lifetime. When you grasp this, everything changes. You no longer see betrayal as random, you see it as training. You no longer see delays as punishment, you see them as alignment. You no longer see envy as rejection, you see it as confirmation. The attacks were never evidence of your weakness, they were evidence of your strength. Only those marked with destiny face such resistance. Only those destined for crowns are forced to endure such crosses. And you, beloved, have carried your cross faithfully. Now comes the crown. Do not be bitter toward those who hurt you. They were tools in a story bigger than themselves. They thought they were harming you, but in truth, they were sharpening you. They thought they were burying you, but in truth, they were planting you. They thought they were silencing you, but in truth, they were preparing the day when your voice would thunder with even greater authority. Release them, forgive them, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. Carrying bitterness only chains you to a past you have already outgrown. You are not defined by their actions, you are defined by God's decree. And His decree over you is unstoppable. Now lift your eyes and see beyond the battles. See the mission. See the generations waiting for your rise. See the light breaking through the cracks of your scars. See the destiny written in your name. This is why the fire came. This is why the betrayals came. This is why the storms came. Not to end you, but to birth you. You were never being punished. You were being prepared. The chosen ones always are, and you, chosen of God, are now stepping fully into that reality. You have walked through the fire, and yet you are not consumed. You have been pressed on every side, but not destroyed. You have been misunderstood, betrayed, and doubted, yet here you stand, stronger than ever, clothed in the identity heaven placed upon you before time began. You are the chosen one, and nothing in this world, not betrayal, not loss, not delay, not even the gates of hell themselves, can erase that truth. Look back for a moment, not with sorrow, but with awe. Look at what you have endured. Look at how many nights tried to drown you in despair. Look at how many storms attempted to sweep you away. And yet, you live, you rise, you breathe destiny with every step you take. This is not the end of your story. It is the unfolding of the greatest chapter yet. You are stepping into fulfillment, into justice, into vindication. Everything that seemed broken will become whole. Everything that was hidden will be revealed. Everything that was stolen will be restored. I want you to feel this deeply. Your future is not fragile. It is not a thin thread that might snap with the next gust of wind. No, your future is anchored in eternity. It is secured by the one who spoke galaxies into being, the one who parted seas, the one who raised the dead. That same power watches over you. That same hand guides your path. That same love surrounds you like an unshakable fortress. You do not need to fear the days ahead, because heaven has already written victory into your script. Those who thought they saw your end will soon see your rise. Those who doubted your worth will soon witness your impact. Those who turned their backs will hear your name spoken with honor. But even more than that, you will know within yourself that everything you carried was worth it. You will look in the mirror and see not the weary survivor of old battles, but the radiant reflection of someone refined by God's own hand. The world may call it resilience, but you will know it was divine strength all along. Do not be afraid of the visibility that is coming. Many chosen ones prefer the shadows because the shadows feel safe. But you were not chosen to hide. You were chosen to shine. And shining is not arrogance. Shining is obedience. When you allow the light within you to radiate fully, you are glorifying the one who placed it there. So do not shrink back. Do not apologize for the authority you carry. Walk with your head lifted, your heart steady, and your voice sure. This is your time. This is your unveiling. This is your moment to walk boldly into the destiny heaven has been preparing. And as you do, remember this. Being chosen does not mean life will suddenly be without challenges. It means you will face them with power. It means you will walk through storms with peace. It means you will stand before giants with courage. It means you will carry light into places where others only see darkness. You are not promised an easy path, but you are promised a victorious one. And victory in the end is all that matters. Take this as a gentle call to your soul. Stay close to the one who chose you. Do not allow success to distance you from the source of your strength. Do not allow the noise of recognition to drown out the whisper of the Spirit. Remember that your rise is not for pride, but for purpose. You are being elevated not simply for your own joy, but for the healing of others, for the breaking of chains, for the illumination of truth. Keep your heart tender, your spirit humble, and your eyes fixed on eternity. That is how you will carry this mantle well. And now I ask you to act, not with fear, but with faith. Speak out loud who you are, say it to yourself, write it down, declare it daily. I am chosen, I am called, I am covered. I am rising into everything heaven has prepared for me. Do not let those words leave you. They will become anchors when storms try to whisper otherwise. They will remind you in the quiet of night that you are not abandoned, not forgotten, not overlooked. You are beloved. You are chosen. You are destined. So as we close this moment together, I leave you with this reassurance. Nothing can stop what has begun. The plan of God is unfolding, and it is unstoppable. Your enemies cannot undo it. Your past cannot disqualify it. Your doubts cannot cancel it. The story is already written, and the ending is already victory. All you must do is walk forward in faith, step by step, trusting that heaven's hand is guiding you. Beloved chosen one, lift your eyes. The dawn is breaking. The scroll of destiny is opening. The trumpet of victory is sounding. This is your moment. This is your hour, and nothing will ever be the same again. Go forth in peace. Go forth in strength. Go forth in destiny. And remember always, you are chosen, you are protected, you are loved, and you are ready.